Good morning, gardeners and fruit lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to give you all a little yard update on what we got going on. It's been a couple of weeks, I believe, since we made a little yard tour. We just got done with the tomato harvest. It was pretty bountiful. Should have taken better videos and pictures, but I'll try to attach something from from along the way. We're down to the end of it now. Just got a few vines here and there. The bugs have come out with a vengeance. I come out every night and every morning and get whatever worms or caterpillars I can find. I've lost a few tomatoes, but I would say definitely under 5% of the actual crop. I haven't stayed on top of it with pesticide. That's probably would have been the way to go. But I just haven't had the time, honestly. I've been too heavy with work and life and everything else. And like I said, it wasn't as bad as my devastation with the cucumbers last year when the burrowing worms came in and they took out that whole crop pretty much. I think we salvaged 3 cucumbers out of like 6 different vines. So that was pretty bad. Anyway, we'll get y'all around. Stick around. We'll show you the garden. We'll show you what we got going on with the fruit trees, mango trees, avocados, and a couple other ones. We'll start here in the greenhouse. Got a few seedlings going on right now. Got some more cucumber. This back here is strawberries. That's eggplant. This is pumpkin. This is watermelon, Jubilee variety, and that's sunflowers. Just something we got going on right now. This is all my seedlings from my cilantro. I let it go to seed, and it's got little seed pods everywhere. This is for regrowing. And then this was my romaine lettuce, and it's also full of seeds. So I saved that. Let's get on out here into the garden. This bed doesn't have much right now. I'm trying to bring it back. I keep planting cucumbers in it, and the cucumbers will stay about yay high, about a foot high, and then they start flowering and everything, and they don't grow anymore. So I think maybe the bed may be lacking some nitrogen or something. So I'm gonna try to take this mulch out, put some compost in, give it about a week to kind of seep a little bit, and then hopefully be able to plant something in there, some of those seedlings, and they'll take off so we can use the trellis. I might let them wrap on the underside of it and then throw the shade cloth on top because the sun is getting pretty bad. Tomatoes looking good. They're starting to blush, so we'll take those off pretty soon instead of just letting the bugs have them. Broccoli out of season, but it's doing pretty good. It's just taking forever to get some height. Like I said, this is what's left of the tomatoes. They got pretty thick, but as you can see, they started bending everywhere. This is the same vine, and it goes all the way up. That's about a 6-foot long vine there, if not more. Got a few tomatoes there. As you can see, they all look really good. There's some cherry tomatoes. Look at that guy. It's beautiful. What's left, we'll harvest and then chop the bottoms here, let the roots disintegrate into the ground, and then we'll use this bed again for something else. I put some compost here on my peppers because they were taking forever to gain some height, and I believe it worked. This is all new growth here at the tip, and there's some flowers. Had some great big old worms. I believe they're called horned worms. They're about the size of my middle finger, the same thickness, and they turn into some kind of moth, but when I saw them, there was about 4 of them on this tree, and they just took it all the way down. So I just went ahead and clipped it, but they ate all the leaves. Ate like 2 tomatoes, ate the whole half of the tomatoes. So that was not pleasant at all. We got some more squash coming in. The Weiss marigolds are doing their thing. They are popping. This one here has gained some height compared to the rest, and this one as well. Beautiful. Our lonely little peach tree, it's still alive, but it's definitely been through a struggle. Still alive. That's all we can do. Oro Negro avocado has thrown some growth flushes, and my goodness, is this a beautiful little tree. Noticing some burn there on the ends. I don't know if that's too much fertilizing or some other problem. I know it's not. I keep seeing a video floating around YouTube about too much salinity in your water. I believe that's not the case, because I'm on well water, and I'm close to the St. Mary's River, so I don't think salinity is a problem in my water anyway. And with it being well water, it does have a bunch of trace elements. So if anything, I believe that should help. So it might be something to do with me maybe over fertilizing a little bit. You see, we're seeing it on this one as well. This is Haas avocado. It's also throwing some new flush. Just beautiful. Every little tip. My little star fruit tree. I came out for a great surprise just the other day. I was watching Gwendolyn's channel, the Cuban American gardener, and she showcased her star fruit, also called Carambola, and it was beautiful. But she was showcasing the fact that it was flowering, and I promise, I looked over at my wife and I said, well, she's about 3.5 hours south of us. So if her tree is flowering within a couple of weeks, our tree should be flowering. And wouldn't you know it, I came outside and put my hand behind it for contrast there. Look at that, y'all. We got 6 carambola off of this same little limb, or I might be mistaken, it might have been this one. Might have been this one. We got 6 fruit off this little tree last year, and it's wanting to do it again. There's little buds popping up everywhere, all the way up the tree. We have some popping here as well. I'm not sure if that's new growth or if those are flowers as well, but it looks similar to what's on the bottom. Super excited for that. I know, being from Cuba, I was raised here pretty much my whole life, but I have family that is gonna love this. She's also grown a bunch. She'll have to get up potted to a, she's like in a 2.5 gallon, 3 gallon. We're gonna up pot her to a 7 and let her grow. Let's make our way back over here. Our Scarlet Beauty Plum. She's been trimmed back for the season. No fruit. All got eaten. And they were all delicious. I pruned it back about a week ago, and as you can see on all the tips, we're getting some new growth. We'll let it do its thing. And pray for the best for next year. Yeah, every tip's coming back. All right. Another treasure of the yard here. Our pink guava. She's got little fruitlets all over the place. There's one there in the back. Right there. We have another one here. We have another one there. I believe I counted 10 total. And wouldn't you know it, guys, this thing is still flushing new growth, and it's still flowering. See these two little buds right here are flowers, and it's on every tip. There's two more there. Look at this, y'all, everywhere. So that's a plus. We'll have some early fruit, and then we'll have another harvest right after if everything pans out. We got 2 pineapple caps from the store, and Lord and behold, there it is. They're coming on up. The blueberries not doing much right now. We got one hanging there, but they have been delicious. Our bananas, cut down the big one. It was just not growing. It looked diseased. So I cut it down. Shortly after cutting it down, 2 babies popped up. And that baby's almost half the size that the plant was that I cut down. So I think that worked out perfectly. Our papayas are taking off. These also need to either be put in the ground or need to be up potted. But they are loving it. They are getting big now. Our mamey seedling, mamey sapote. This is for a graft project in the future. We're trying to get paste variety of mamey here. So this is going to be our seedling candidate. This is my seedling Atulfo mango from a polyembryonic seed. It threw a nice little growth flush. I cut it here to try and get it to split, but I only had one grow down the side. You can see a small bud forming there like it wants to. So hopefully it'll do its thing. Our grapes, we harvested 4 Concord grapes off this little twig right here. And let me tell y'all, they were worth the wait. I got one, my wife got one, my 8-year-old got one, and my 5-year-old got one. These are also mamey sapote seedlings. I cut them back. I tried to graft. The graft failed. Just cut them back to the rootstock and hope that they'll regrow so I can do another graft project with them later on in the future. Now some sad news. I thought our grass had taken, so I took the plastic off. Once I took the plastic off, the joint started splitting. It had calloused, but yet I don't know if it was too dry, the sun was too intense. I had it here where it's partial sun. It'll get sun like about now to noon, and then after that it doesn't get any more sun. Obviously it was too hot or something. The wood dried out on the side of the graft union, and it would just dry out and open up, and then the scion would turn brown, die, be wiggly. So I just pulled it out, cut these back, let the rootstock grow. The Lila avocado, no, I'm sorry, the Brogdon avocado was taken off. It had leaves and everything coming out of the bud. So once I noticed that these were drying out, I went ahead and rewrapped the union on the Brogdon so that it would not do the same thing the other ones did, was split and separate, and it still died. So we'll have to give this another try. Right now it's starting to grow back. We'll get us some more good limbs and graft until we get it right. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me walk over to the other side of the yard and get y'all a view of the other trees. Here we are in front of our key lime tree. It has definitely put on some growth. The tree is taller than me now. I'm 5'9". Beautiful, healthy leaves, healthy growth. No flowers this year. We didn't get anything from it, but it's okay. I don't mind waiting until next year. Here we have our Satsuma tangerine. It was loaded with little fruit, but I did decide to cut them off. The tree is very small, as you see. I didn't want to stress it no more than I had to. It is growing good. I'll probably have to prune it in hopes that we get a growth flush or something before we get to winter. This one I did prune a little bit. This is our Cara navel orange. There it is there. I did trim it. It threw some new flush, and can't remember what they're called now, but there's some kind of little worm that loves the citrus. It's got a weird face on it, almost looks like a little snake. But yeah, they've gone crazy on the new growth. I'll have to hit this one with some pesticide. Here we have our anti-apple. We had 2 fruit on this tree. One of the fruit fell off prematurely, and the other one held. We picked it 2 days ago. It was coming out of right here. That's where the stem was, and it turned beautiful. Have not tasted it yet, but I do have a picture I'll attach onto the video. I was saving it for the kids. Here is our Cavendish banana. And when I bought this tree, it was about yay high. And now it's taken off. Looking good. I don't know what this yellowing means. I'll have to kind of look it up. I had a couple leaves that were turning yellow. As you can see here, I cut them, but that's because they were touching the ground, so I figured, of course, they'd get some kind of disease. Let me know if y'all know if this looks normal or if there's something I need to be doing. We'll walk over to our other apple tree. This is a Dorset apple. It did flower, but it did not set any fruit this year. This is first year with it on the ground. I usually come around and take all these dead leaves off. They come off without any hesitation once they're yellow like that. This is a weird one here. It looks like blight or burn. I don't know if apples get blight, but it is flushing new growth, as you can see there on the stem. Every stem is. Here we have our loquat. This is a seedling from my mom's house. I'm not sure of the variety, but it is a delicious little fruit. And flushing new growth on every tip. Every tip's getting it, so that's good. Looks like it's settled in, and we had a volunteer, some kind of plant, grow here at the bottom, along with a bunch of little mushrooms. But pretty little plant there. That's compliments of my mother. Pomegranate. It flowered, dropped all the flowers, and now it's just hanging out, doing its thing. I imagine pretty soon it should start dropping its leaves. I believe they call that a deciduous tree. In the winter it will drop its leaves and be just a bare stem. Let's make our way over here to our hog plum, which was dormant for the longest time. I thought there was something wrong or I wasn't doing something properly. But wouldn't you know it, it is popping now. Hog plum, or ciruela, known as in the Hispanic culture. Guys, this thing is going crazy now. Look at that. We even got some growth up here at the top. Just beautiful. Beautiful. The leaves are edible and delicious on this tree as well. All right. Let's get on over here to the fruit trees. Tropical fruit trees, I should say. First up is our Valkyrie mango. It was holding 2 little fruit. It did drop them both. This was a mixed bloom panicle, and it had a fruit right here. I was hoping it would hold, but it did not. It's flushing out again, y'all. We had a flush from here to here. Then I followed Miss Audrey's instructions on some fish emulsion and fertilizer for this plant to give it a nice little boost before it went dormant. And man, did it work. This here, we got about 18 inches of growth, y'all, from here to here. We had 3 branches on this split. When I cut it here, it split 3 branches. This one here was the longest. It went out to here. Came home the other day after a bad storm, and that whole branch was leaning down here. It had fallen and was leaning down, and that's where the branch came from. I was hoping that it wasn't a big enough scar where it will hurt the tree, and apparently it looks like nothing else got damaged, but I did lose about 20-inch branch. I was not too happy about that, and it kind of made me doubt branches like this, because that's what that one was like this one. Under too much pressure up on this branch like this, pushing down, let's say we have a mango fruit on it, I don't believe that's a very good hold. Maybe as it matures, it'll get stronger, but we'll see. Y'all let me know if that's something I need to address. Peach cobbler, doing amazingly. About to throw another growth flush. Beautiful, healthy leaves. As you can see the bud there in the middle. Once again, following some of Miss Audrey's videos where she scraped the bud. I did that on these, and wouldn't you know it, they're coming. Gonna flush out again. Julie mango. Complete dwarf. She's got little stems and new growth everywhere. Doing beautifully. Some of the leaves, I think there was 4 or 5, came out curly like this one. The other one stayed small, so I went ahead and cut them off. I just left that one there just because it's the only leaf left on that stem. Right next door, we have our little overachieving Pickering. Pickering also threw a flush from here to here. Then we hit it with the nitrogen fish emulsion, and we got another probably 8 inches of growth from there to here. And it was a total of like 4 or 5 branches. Here's another branch. Here's another branch in the back. And it is just doing beautiful. We have a little branch right here that's been dormant for a long time, so I just scratched the bud on that a couple days ago. We'll see if it'll bring it back. Here we have June plum. Leaves are also edible and pretty good. We had flowers on it, which turned into young fruit. Here we have some fruit that are pretty close to being ready. Here we have another branch. Trying to get this lighting to adjust here. There we have another branch full of fruit. I'll try to keep these next ones a little cleaner. I don't know what that brown stuff is on those, but there you have them. Then our coconuts, they're doing great as well. I think it's got like 2 new leaves on it. Same with this one. Doing really good. Also, I forgot to mention here, planted 200 corn seeds. It's a variety of yellow corn. Did 4 rows, 2 feet apart on the rows, and a foot spacing on the seedlings. So that was a total of 24 feet, 2 seeds per foot in the same hole all the way down. We've been watering this, keeping it moist, and we'll hope for the best. You guys, thank you for tuning into the channel. If y'all have any comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Help us out. It doesn't cost anything. Till next time, God bless. Have a good one and keep growing.